And eventually, I would agree, we will come out of it, but it will be very slow. And one thing which has to be taken into consideration in that context is there will be a revaluation of multiples. In other words, we might be able to say, yes, this stock is cheap because over the last 5 years it was selling at 15 or 17 times earnings multiples because the analysts thought there is a 15% growth rate, but that won't be there for most of the companies. So I think we'll have overall a revaluation, and I mean we already see it. I mean, you mentioned Pfizer before, which is selling at 7 or 8 times earnings. Makes sense. I mean, you know, it should be perhaps 9 or 10 times. I would agree. And this is why we have that continuous spat with chill on banks, because even Royal Bank at 27 wasn't cheap because it was still at 1.1 times book value. And for me, banks get cheap when, I don't know, I shouldn't mention Citibank, which was selling at 25 cents to the dollar. Or for that matter, at the last recession, National Bank was selling at 70% of book value. That is getting cheap, to my mind, in the financial sector. Also, I'm not that certain that common share dividends in Canadian banks can be maintained in that environment. I mean, last year, $6 billion worth of preferred shares have been issued by Canadian banks. This year alone, so far, about $5 billion. And preferred share dividends, as everybody knows, rank prior to common share dividends. So